The HyVee Halftime Report is brought to you by HyVee and Liberty. Indianapolis 37 and Jewell 24 at the half. Indianapolis shooting 63% from the floor, and Martha Burst tearing us up with 17 points, 7 of 9 from the floor. But we're going to turn our attention away from women's basketball for a moment and visit with the head coach of the Cardinal men's basketball team, the legendary Larry Holley. Welcome to the broadcast. I'm going to unhook you here a little bit.
Well, they'll be removing that name quickly if we don't start winning more games. But good to be here. Proud of our women. Proud of Coach Leminski and her staff and her players. What a phenomenal ending they had to get a home game, and it's a pleasure to be here.
21 years here for Coach Leminski, and you've got a great line. I want you to tell the story about the first 5 years she was here.
Yeah, I guess she was on staff here for 3 or 4 years, she said, before I ever spoke to her, and that was really a bad mistake. She says I didn't speak to her the first 5 years she was here. I tell her that was the best 5 years of my life. So, no, she's become a great friend, and she's a tremendous coach, hard worker. Just proud to know her and watch her grow as a coach, watch her teams improve throughout each season, and really proud of what they've accomplished this year.
You know, a lot of people don't realize that many of the teams, not many, but there are several teams in the GLVC don't travel together, women and men. I think it's a shame because we have a lot of great experiences when we have that big of a group. But what makes you guys get along so well on those trips?
Well, I mean, she's been through the wars. She was an outstanding high school athlete, outstanding college athlete. She's been around guys, brothers, and so we have a really good relationship. And I know, I won't mention schools, but there are schools where the men's and women's coaches don't get along.
Exactly.
and they don't travel together. Ours is a little bit budget related, but I wouldn't mind traveling with them all the time. And they're good. Our players like each other and support each other. We've got a number of our guys here today for the game, and the women's players support our players at games as well. So it's a good relationship. It's sad that others don't have that relationship because it's very helpful in our situation.
Let's talk about men's basketball a little bit. I think it was the second consecutive year that we had a big win, final game of the year against Rockhurst, one time on the road and last Thursday here at home, and don't make the playoffs. That's where our season ended, and it was a big win for you guys on Thursday.
It was. A year ago, we knew going into the game that we were not going to make the playoffs. This year we had a chance. We needed some help from Maryville, and they did not beat UMSL. But it's a nice way to end the year. If you're, I'd prefer to be playing at Indianapolis today. All things being equal, I sent a note to Bob Sunbold, the coach of UMSL, and wished him well. And he said, "Congratulations on your win." He said, not a lot of teams get to finish their year on a win. And if you do, you're where you are, or you win the national title. Mm-hmm. So consider that a national title game. A nice note back from him. But I am proud of our guys. We played pretty well the last 10 games of the year. It's just a shame for an assortment of reasons that we didn't play better prior to that. But proud of the way we finished, and disappointed that we're not playing today. But they finished the way you'd like for them to finish in that final game.
Well, through the final 3 weeks, I thought we were as competitive as we were all year long, and probably as good as we were all year long.
We were. I mean, we were 0-8 at one time in the league, and we had 10 games to go. We finished 5-5. We could have won the 5 we lost. Candidly, we could have lost the 5 we won. Mm-hmm. We were just right there and playing well enough to be competitive and be in a position to win all those games. And that's all you can ask for as a coach. And we just had some things not go our way at the end of the games that we lost, and we had some things go very well, including a 75-foot baseball pass at the end of the first half.
Something else
against Rockhurst on Thursday night. But proud of the way we finished, and again, we got better. And as a coach, that's what you want. You want to be playing your best basketball at the end of the year, and we did that.
The future for you, what are we looking at? Because you're losing, 7 guys that suited up?
We're losing 7. We lost 1 player before the season started, so we're really replacing 8 seniors. And for college basketball, that's a huge number. A year ago, we only lost 1 scholarship player, and so we only had 1 spot to fill, and we knew who we wanted, and we got that player. So we only had 1 paid visit last year. This year, we're not going to go 8 for 8. But we've gotten 1 commitment and another verbal, and we have offers out, and we're keeping our fingers crossed. We'll be very busy watching state tournaments and over the course of the next couple of weeks, and then having people in and hopefully having some good news in the April signing period.
Talk to me a little bit I hate to put you on the spot, but who do you favor to win the GLVC tournament on the men's side? You've seen all the teams.
Well, I think Bellarmine's clearly the best team. They don't necessarily have the best talent. I think Southern Indiana may have the best overall talent, but it's really whoever gets hot. I mean, look at St. Joseph's right now.
Very good.
I mean,
points,
we go in there. They lose in overtime to Rockhurst on a Thursday. We beat them in overtime on a Saturday, and their school's going to close in May, and it's over because they have to go. They have to play Lewis, and they have to play Parkside, and they have to play Indianapolis. Mm-hmm. 3 teams that have been nationally ranked during the course of this year, and they're all going to St. Joseph's, and they won all 3 of them. And I guess they had a packed house for their last game Thursday, and they stormed the court. What a nice finish for Coach Church and his staff, and feel so badly for those people. I told them I went through that when I was at Central Methodist. A team in our league closed, College of Emporia. When I came here, a team in our league closed, Tarkio College. I mean, you think about all those professors, all those students, all those alums, all those student athletes now at St. Joseph's, and on their basketball team, they don't have a senior. Every one of those players is going to be somewhere else playing next year. Yep. And that, those guys really bonded and were playing great at the end of the year. And they're playing today at Lewis. And I sent a note to Coach Church and wished him well. It's, you just never know. But I think Bellarmine, back to the question, Bellarmine's the clear favorite. But if somebody gets hot, you never know.
Final question here, and it just occurred to me this would be a great time to ask you. Watching the women play, as you have all year long, they play the 4-quarter format with no 1-and-1, 2 fouls after you get to the bonus in each quarter. Do you like that, or are you happy with the way things are on the men's side with the 20-minute halves?
Men's college basketball in the United States is the only group or association that plays halves now. Every place else and everything associated with basketball, it's all in quarters.
Okay.
I don't know how I'd feel about it. It'd be an adjustment. It's kind of like the NBA. If you call a timeout in the 4th quarter and the ball's on the baseline, you can move it to the front court.
Right, that's another difference.
I don't know how much it would change the game. Men used to play 4 10-minute quarters. When I researched William Jewell basketball, they played quarters.
Oh, they darned. I did not know that.
I think sometime in the 50s, late 40s, early 50s, they changed it to 2 20-minute halves. So college men have played 4 10-minute quarters, okay. just not recently.
Okay. Well, so what do you think? Would you do it if it was up to you?
I like it the way it is.
Okay.
But I wouldn't be opposed to it. I wouldn't throw a fit. I run out of things to say during timeouts. Goodness gracious. We have media timeouts at 16, 12, 8, and 4. And then you've got, 4 other timeouts you can use. So it's, whatever shortens the game a little bit and less timeouts.
I don't really know what the problem is. It's very basic. As one volleyball coach told me one time, it's either whoa or go. That's all it comes down to.
Well, and you got to have all those commercials to pay for you.
Absolutely,
and all these webcasts.
We're a high price deal here.
It's probably a reason that we're having all those timeouts.
I'm sure it is.
Rick Cole and William Jewell
I'm
Sports
sure it
Network.
is. Probably is. Larry Holley, as always, it's a pleasure. Thank you for joining us here at halftime. The HyVee halftime report.